It's now time for the Business Report with Joel Crosskill.
Lots to share with you in the Business Report today. Amidst marginal movement within headline business and consumer confidence in Q3, as reported by the recent JCC GK Capital Business and Consumer Confidence Indices 2024. The BR today takes a closer look at the perspectives emerging from the panel discussion in response to the results that showed that business owners' expectations for the future of the economy had moved down by 10%, the lowest recorded since Q4 2015, with 27% or 8% more firms than in Q2 reporting an expectation for a worsening in the economy over the next 12 months, despite Jamaica's rapid debt reduction, low unemployment, and the reduction in signal rates from the independent central bank. What was shared by Paul B. Scott, President and CEO Musson Group and Chairman of the Development Bank of Jamaica, as it relates to the investment market, may represent a rude awakening for many.
You know, we have a very interesting dilemma in Jamaica that people have not really spoken much about, but I think it's a byproduct of the success of the fiscal discipline and writing of our fiscal deficits and management has been that when you think about it, the debt to GDP has dropped from 150 to about 70, and that's incredible. But you can't take a flow of money that has been built up over several decades, and essentially an industry that has entirely based its total competence on just placing money on government sovereign bonds, basically at the highest yield, and then say, okay, you need to go and invest in other things, because they haven't been trained to do that. They don't know what they're looking at.
While pollster Don Anderson, whose company conducted the survey, has played a large part in driving the availability of data, the DBJ chairman emphasized the need for an investment culture of performance analysis as the key determinant for decision makers to encourage business growth.
What needs to happen is the market needs to be return-orientated, performance-orientated, not relationship-orientated. It shouldn't be because I know him or that, or I was at school with him, or, you know, let me make a telephone call. And that's natural, because in the first time when money becomes available, it wasn't there, it's going to be relationship-orientated. Then they're going to lose, and then it's going to be performance-orientated. We will start to develop and grow on a sustainable way when everything is performance-orientated, where substance takes priority.
Another priority cited by members of the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association relates to security concerns, which are seen as dissonant towards a more positive outlook. Some data points for you to consider, as stated by JMEA President Sidney Thwaites, that over the past 18 months, despite a reduction in crime of 16%, security costs have risen by 60%.
If you talk to the average owner of a business or the average Jamaican on the street and you told them that our crime is down, how many are going to actually believe you? Not very many. Whenever I say it in a group of even business owners, they tell me that's not true, because the feeling is not there, because the cost burden is getting so burdensome for these businesses. Wow. So it's really and it's a cost we have that our competitors in other places do not have, and that's the important thing.
It's one that PB Scott suggests hinders Jamaican growth more than many often consider.
If you're investing money in a factory, and I get it, sure, we have energy challenges and we have security challenges, but the reality is we also have inefficiencies in exporting, the cost to export and all of those things. Why do we have inefficiencies in export? We have inefficiencies in export because of crime, because of the criminal situation that is exporting products that we're not supposed to be exporting. It's resulting in extra costs of inspecting containers, etc., which makes your exports more expensive.
Though there has been significant investment in world-class machinery by a number of manufacturers in recent times, even full automation will not resolve Jamaica's productivity deficit due to concerns surrounding population growth, according to Scott.
Think about Jamaica, and you talk about ComDomRep. Every country in Central America has increased its population from the year 2000 by over 50%. You take Guatemala. Guatemala's population was 10 million in 2000. It's going to be 18 million today. You take Jamaica, our population was 2.7 in 2000. It's going to be 2.7 today. Our death rate is, I believe our death rate is about 9 in 1,000. Our birth rate, which is halved since 1971, is 14 in 1,000. Our migration rate is 7 in 1,000. What does that mean? And by the way, our population is now declining because of this, but not only is it declining, so we have a structural demographic problem, the individuals that are creating the productivity, that are consuming, and who are part of our equation for GDP growth, are being replaced by babies. So even if you have the population at 2.7, the adults are migrating and being replaced by live, breathing, beautiful things, but they can't produce anything, and they're not going to consume anything, and that creates a structural problem for economic development and growth.
And that was your business report. I'm Joel Crosskill.